Gray skies, chilly temperatures, and some scattered showers. What you see this morning is what you'll get throughout the day in Cleveland and around the Great Lakes.
Major storm off the west coast of California may bring thunderstorms to San Francisco today. We'll detail where this storm is going coming up.
Firefighters have contained that big blaze near Prescott, Arizona, but will gusty morning winds help spread new wildfires? We'll show you where strong winds will blow in your weather today for Tuesday, May 20th.
Live from the Weather Channel, here's Marshall Seese and Heather Tesch with your weather today.
Good Monday morning. It's 9 o'clock in New York City, 6 now in LA. You're watching your weather today. I'm Heather Tesch.
And I'm Marshall Seese. Thanks for joining us.
Well, we've set more than 50 record lows in the east this morning.
But in the west, you're dealing with rain this morning. It's going to be soggy in the San Francisco area. Might even hear a rumble of thunder later. No rain, but a chilly May day is underway in Atlanta. Expect a high in the upper 60s today, but you won't even reach 60 degrees today in Boston. Here's weather. Let's try it again. Here's Heather with more on the chilly Northeast.
Oh, you can call me whatever you want, Marshall. We are looking at temperatures that are nippy this morning, to say the least. In fact, we've been setting some records. 47 is the current number in New York City at Central Park, but earlier this morning we dipped to 43, and that tied the old record. In fact, 43 also is what Philadelphia dipped down to, and that shattered the old record of 45 degrees. We were looking at records too at Newark International Airport, 41. So if you're heading to Penn Station this morning, make sure you're bundled up wherever you're going to be heading out to catch that taxi or subway or train this morning or bus. It's going to be cold when you head out. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo all in the 30s, and don't look for any big warm-ups through here. Not only that, but we have some wet conditions coming down around Cleveland, so it's kind of chilly. We have this cold rain working in. At least it's real light. In fact, a lot of this you could label as sprinkles, and you might see more of this action kind of popping up here, more so later on today across western New York and portions of Pennsylvania as our showers become a little more numerous, and they're still, though, going to be hit and miss. Dry conditions here, though, as we head a little bit closer toward the coast. And of course, the areas closest to the coast are where we need the most rain. We need it badly in some cases, but at least we're starting to see some improvement. In fact, these reservoirs were much lower than this, more in the 60% to 70% range earlier in the month, and now we're starting to see this coming up to about 75%. Like to see it at 100%. Not going to see that happening in the near future because we don't have a lot of wet weather heading into New York. What we do have is chilly weather. Today only 60, 61 in Philly. These temperatures are running 10 to 15 degrees below our average highs. But if you think that's cold, check out Pittsburgh and Detroit. Temperatures here are in the upper 40s for highs today. And again, these temperatures are running more than 20 degrees below our average highs for this time of the year. A little bit warmer tomorrow, still a few scattered showers, not quite making it into New York or Boston tomorrow. And as we head into Wednesday, drier conditions, and we're going to find these temperatures starting to come up. Marshall?
Well, the front responsible for all that cold air in the east has made it into the Florida Straits. We'll see cool air and dry air in place behind it, and along it, scattered shower today, perhaps later in the afternoon for Florida. Most of the activity this morning is off the coast of Florida. And this rain is relatively light, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Wichita, Kansas, we picked up a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain, but that's about it. Big story in the southeast are the record lows, just like it is for the northeast and the Midwest today. Florence, South Carolina, you're a new one at 44 degrees. Austin at 45. Longview, Texas, you broke one too. It dates back to about 1909. It's 47 at Birmingham right now. 52 degrees in Atlanta. On your way to only 69 degrees. You might bridge that 70 degree mark, but it's going to be tough over the next 24 hours or so. Those temperatures are going to stay in the 60s. Best chance of rain will be in Florida at the southern tip of the state. Tomorrow, look for a high of 66 in Atlanta and very windy conditions in Texas and Oklahoma right through Wednesday. The upper Midwest is cold too. Here's Heather.
Oh, you bet it's nippy this morning, and here too we've been looking at some record lows. Marquette dipped down to 24 degrees. Green Bay dipped down to 30 degrees. These were records. Also Pierce, South Dakota, earlier this temperature was 27 degrees. So here also we set a record, and that record was more than 100 years old. So we have some cold air that is in place this morning. You'll definitely want to dress warmly. Make sure the kids are dressed warmly, but at least you shouldn't have too many hazards out there as far as doing some traveling on the roadways. It's going to be smooth sailing if you're going to be traveling around Chicago or Des Moines or Minneapolis. We are looking at a little bit of fog possibly in a couple areas around Kansas City, but not a real big deal for us. We're even seeing that improving now. And then some upslope showers here around Kansas and a few areas. But generally, with high pressure, look for plenty of sunshine today, but do dress warmly because that sunshine might fool you a little bit. Check this out. Chicago only 48 for a high temperature, more than 20 degrees below your average high. Green Bay about 51, 60s, low 60s in St. Louis, mid 60s Omaha and Kansas City, low 60s today in Minneapolis. And as far as the conditions coming in for tomorrow, we will see temperatures warming up a little bit, but still this 58, and that's below average in Chicago.
You know, in a typical year, and you can't call this year typical at all in the West, the wet season ends like the first, second week of May. So we're not supposed to be getting any rain after that, and we're running huge deficits for this year alone, anywhere from the Southwest through Central California. We've got this big upper-level low spinning about in the Pacific, very cold air aloft. That's cold air cumulus clouds, and that's indicative of very cold air aloft. And as that swings on shore and little impulses rotate around it, we'll see rain showers and thunderstorms when you get into the daytime heating hours of the day. Could bring significant rain to portions of California. We've had scattered showers in Seattle and Tacoma and Meacham, Oregon, and we're getting some snow at Emigrant Gap in South Lake Tahoe right now. At Emigrant Gap, a half-a-mile visibility and moderate snow is falling. Long Beach is reporting some light rain now too, and Dennis Smith just checked Burbank, said a little drizzle in the air there. This front is going to be headed to the east today, and that'll bring rain over the mountains of the northern Rockies. And we have winter storm warnings in effect for some of the Sierra and snow advisories for other regions too. Snow levels down to 4,000 feet in some cases. Heather, Dennis?
All right, and lots of sunshine but coolish temperatures this morning.
Yeah, nothing near a record, but still it's noticeably cool for that morning jog near Lake Calhoun. We're going to have details for you nationwide coming up next.